Coming to you from the Fishbowl Radio Network inside Globe Life Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This is The Boardroom with Jacqueline James Pugh, Latoya Barrow, and Faustina Nkwacha. Executive producer, Cindy B.
Hey. Welcome to The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated. This is your girl, Jacqueline James Pugh.
What's up, everybody? It's Latoya Barrow.
And this is Faustina. Welcome to The Boardroom. Glad to have you.
Awesome. All right, ladies. We are back again. Another week, another dollar.
Yeah.
I know it's another day.
Again. Huh?
Yeah, another week, another dollar. How are you ladies?
Doing good. Can't complain. Not one bit.
Because it won't do any good if you
I'm
complain.
telling you, it won't.
No. I tell you, every time I come to Arlington, it rains. Like, why?
Every
Monday.
Every day.
Every Monday. What is up with that, Arlington? Come on, show me some love.
You're bringing it with you, Christina.
Well, I bring everything, but not the rain.
You're right. Look, she said she brings
I say
the heat.
it can rain as long as I don't get wet.
That's it.
That's what I say. It happens all the time, but I don't get wet. You know, I try to stay cute.
It's to try. You stay cute. Come on, baby.
You doing it?
Yes. That's what we do.
All right. So you're with The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. And let's just dig into who we are, Black Women's Wall Street and The Boardroom. Faustina, you want to kick it off and tell people about us?
Yes, Jacqueline. Look, we are a 501c3 entrepreneurial development organization, and we empower Black women who are aspiring to become business owners by providing them business training, financial literacy and education so that they can impact local and global communities, because we're about disrupting the norm and shattering the status quo. And so, Jacqueline, one of the things that we want to make sure people know is we are about Black women in business, and we have to make sure that, you know, we talk about the things and the issues that impact and affect Black women and Black women in business. So that's what we do, Jacqueline.
Awesome. Absolutely. And what I always like to say is that The Boardroom, this platform, is about challenging and disrupting the norm in the business world, giving a voice and permission to the Black female business owner.
Yes.
So we are here to make sure that you understand what your options are, that you can move forward and excel in business. And if you are someone that's aspiring to be a business owner, you're in the right place. So spread the word. Spread the word. So what are the ways in which people can contact us, Toya?
Absolutely. So they can do Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Boardroom Radio Show. On Twitter, it's at Boardroom_radio, and LinkedIn at Boardroom Radios. And then, of course, our website, www.blackwomenswallstreet.org/The Boardroom.
And women's is what?
Plural and possessive.
Come on,
Thank you,
synchronize.
Yes.
Synchronize.
Yes, I'm here for that.
I'm loving it. Right in time for the Olympics, which is coming up here pretty soon.
It is.
Hey, man. All right, so listen, y'all. We've got another powerhouse
Oh,
guest.
my gosh.
You know what? It gets gooder
And gooder and gooder.
We got another powerhouse guest. So the funny thing is that our guest today, which is the Dr. Jacqueline King, she has a very decorated background, so much so that if I were to read her entire bio, like we would need the whole hour.
Literally.
Literally. Like
Very
she
extensive.
has such a very extensive background and is so impressive. So let me just set it up for those of you that are following us, that are listening in. Dr. Jacqueline King spent 26 years in various management positions for the largest electric and gas company in New Jersey.
Hey, Jersey.
She has, Jersey. She has had a life of service, having served on many boards. Now listen, I'm not going to be able to read all of these boards, but let me give you a taste. She served on several boards, such as the College of New Jersey Non-Traditional Jobs for Women, the Mercer County Child Placement Review Board, the Middlesex County Gender and Equity Board, PSEG Speakers Bureau and Diversity Council, and the list goes on and on. She has served as commissioner on the Greensboro Human Relations, where she was vice chair, the Police Community Review Board, where she was vice chair, and the chief of police faith-based council.
Come on now, Dr. King.
In 2012, Dr. King founded Black Women Empowered Incorporated and Black Women Empowered Safe Haven. BWE Inc. is an online ministry network that empowers millions of people on a daily basis with posts, live broadcasts, health and wellness education, and BWE Safe Haven is a nonprofit organization that supports homeless and struggling veterans. So again, just her background, her background is quite extensive. And like I said, I didn't even read everything because she has such a very extensive and decorated background. And so without further ado, Dr. Jacqueline King, thank you so much for joining us in the boardroom.
Welcome to the boardroom. Hey,
Thank you for having me. It is definitely my pleasure to be with you queens today.
Yes. We're so thrilled and, it's a pleasure to have you, Dr. King.
Absolutely.
We're so excited for the conversation we're going to have.
Yeah. Let's kick it off.
Let's kick it off. Okay, let's get it started. Listen, Dr. King, this is Festina. You have accomplished so much. So just briefly tell us, Dr. King, about you, the daughter, the mother, the grandmother, the woman of God, the businesswoman, and the visionary behind the BWE network.
How much time do you have? No. Actually, I was born in North Carolina, and my parents moved to New Jersey when I was just 2 years old. So I spent most of my life in New Jersey. As you know, most of my career was with the electric company in various management positions. So after being in New Jersey till 2004, I relocated to North Carolina. And I have 2 children. I left my son, Eric, who was also a business owner, and my 2 grandchildren, I left them in New Jersey, and my daughter, Ashley, came to North Carolina with me, and she still resides in North Carolina with her husband and my grandson. So I have 2 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. The 2 oldest are in New Jersey, and the youngest is in North Carolina with my daughter. And so I'm just a humble old soul who loves to help people get to where God has purposed them to be. So that is really why I started Black Women Empowered, because I saw a void, especially with Black women and women of color. First of all, not even supporting one another, not loving themselves.
Yes.
And the most importantly was just really to have a relationship with God, which was number 1. So that really is the foundation of Black Women Empowered. Just to get women, first of all, to have a relationship with God, to love themselves, and to love and support one another. That's what it was built on. But from there, as you know, it has grown into something much bigger than I could have ever imagined.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a global network.
Yeah,
Jacoy.
that's a big
Network.
deal.
That's huge.
Absolutely. And so, Dr. King, this is Jacqueline. When hearing the name of your organization, Black Women Empowered, it's one of those things where it just makes you clutch your pearls, right? That's a huge name. It's a huge calling and the purpose behind it. Tell me, in understanding the word and the true definition of empowerment, what are ways in which your organization works with and supports the people you serve so that they can then take control and responsibility for their own lives? What are ways in which your organization does that?
Well, we started really just doing encouragement with spiritual encouragement, live broadcasts, posts, and just uplifting, quotes and sayings. We've actually gone far beyond that. We've had workshops. We did a conference in 2014 with legendary Vicki Winans, where we actually brought in vendors. We had about 25 vendors, and we also did a power presentation of 3 speakers. So we had a woman that talked about achieving your dreams. We had a psychologist talked about letting fear hold you back from achieving your dreams, and then we had a financial business person that talked about after you've gotten over the fear, this is your next step for starting your business, your 501c3. Was very successful. We did a 501c3 workshop in Greensboro, as well as business startup. So we really have done a lot of things online, as well as in person, bringing women together and helping them get to where they want to be. And also we've had, like I said, Zoom calls and video conferences. So basically that's what we do. Mostly everything has been online, but we have done some in-person stuff, but we're headed to really big stuff.
Nice.
Yes, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the really big stuff that you want to share with us. So, Dr. King, you started out in various management positions, spent about 26 years, and we have a lot of women who are listening to us in our audience who are still working, but some who are really thinking about starting a business. So, what advice would you give women in the workplace that helps you navigate corporate America and also help you climb, that corporate ladder of success?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question because for me, my parents were not, my mother worked at a factory and my father had a car dealership, so I really had no one to draw any experience from when it comes to corporate America. So basically what I say is network, network, network. You're not going to get ahead just by being smart or even working hard. That's not going to get you there. If you can find someone that will take time, which like I did, I had someone that saw the greatness in me and he mentored me all the way to a 6-figure salary. Wow. That's not a normal thing, but it's your responsibility to try to network and showcase your talents. We know that we have to go above and beyond what our counterparts have to do. That's not going to change. So whatever you can do to make yourself stand out, volunteer for special projects, and stuff like that, and go to conferences. Anything that they're offering, take advantage of, because you have to be seen to get ahead. Someone has to know if you're sitting in your little cubicle or your office, whatever, and you're doing stuff and nobody knows who you are, that's where you're going to stay.
Right.
That's that. Your network is your net worth.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. It's your responsibility to do that. Mm-hmm. So, Dr. King, this is LaToya. Thank you again for being on. Quick question for you. So, my understanding for your business, Black Women Empowered Incorporated, you don't only help Black women, but your organization also helps men and girls and female veterans. So, can you just explain what your purpose for BWE was in the beginning and how that has evolved over time?
Right. So like I said, I thought the vision was to just help women. I got some pushback from when we had our Black Women Empowered page from brothers saying, okay, what about us? And I'm like, well, I'm not a brother, but here's what I'm going to do. So we started Black Men Empowered on Facebook. We have about over 50,000 men on there. And that has changed. We actually have a director, which is Bishop Kevin Whitaker, just recently got the position. They have done men talks. He's got a great vision for the men. Our men, unfortunately, especially in corporate America, they take a real hit. I mean, I saw it myself firsthand. In the corporate America, PSE&G, they could get only so far. They could get the general manager, and that was it. They wouldn't let them go any further than that. And that's not just there, that's everywhere. So we really need to start to help develop our young men, our boys, at a young age. We can't wait until they're already graduated because sometimes that's too late. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to give them what they need to achieve success now at an early age. And if they don't and they're willing to listen, we're going to help them too. We're going to help as many men and boys that we can on Black Men Empowered. Black Girls Empowered, we actually haven't done a whole lot with it, working on it. I'm a visionary, so I really do wait on God to send me the right people to oversee. So while we still do encouraging posts and stuff on Black Girls Empowered, we actually have not fully developed that yet.
Yeah. And Dr. King, something that I'll say, you mentioned, and this is Jacoy, you mentioned something a moment ago, and the fact that the brothers were saying, hey, what about us? Your platform doesn't include us. And so what I will say is this, it made me think about the fact that a lot of times people in business, they struggle with being able to pivot and make adjustments along the way. And so I think that is something monumental. What you did is that you listened to your audience, and that you realized fairly quickly that you needed to switch it up and to add the men. And so I think that is a very important and strategic approach. So I think that's one way in which our listeners can take a page out of your book, if you will, and just recognizing that there is a need to pay attention to your audience, pay attention to the needs of your audience and your potential client base, to make those adjustments and to cater to them. But it's one of those things where you have to be careful and make those decisions carefully, right?
Absolutely.
So I just want to say that was something that I recognized and just wanted to add that piece in there. But Dr. King, a question for you. As you were creating this model and just on your journey with creating Black Women Empowered, what are some ideas and methods, some business ideas and methods that you learned along the way that would have been helpful to know about within your first year? Is that something? And I hear it. I already hear it. So please, please dig in. We want to hear.
Yeah. So my biggest lesson is that everyone's not going to get your vision. And so even though you give people the opportunity, some people get in it for the wrong reason.
Yep.
And, you think they're in your corner, and then before you know it, they're trying to change the vision. I always tell people, you can't change the vision of the visionary.
Right.
Wow.
You either are with it or you're not.
Yes.
We have lost a lot of people along the way for various reasons. They thought they were going to come in and be superstars. They thought that they were going to take over the business, change it. So basically, I think the most important thing to know is that in many cases, you're going to have to go it alone until you get the right people. Everybody can adapt to change, but change is inevitable.
Yes.
So just to give you a little background, we started out just doing our Black Women Empowered prayer when you call in on the phone. I think it's a conference call. Okay. We went from there to Blog Talk Radio, where I did probably about 700 interviews. From Blog Talk, we went to Periscope. From Periscope, we went to Facebook. Change is always going to happen. A lot of people don't like change, and they have a hard time adjusting to change. The old way was working, and why do we have to change it? Because change is inevitable. So that's my best advice to anyone. You got to be willing to change with the times. And one more example is the pandemic. So a lot of the churches, they were saying, oh, Facebook is bad, it's evil, it's bad people. And actually, a lot of people said that to me. Why are you on Facebook? I'm on Facebook with a mission, okay? So when the pandemic came, they had to get it together to get their audience to Facebook. We were already there.
Right.
So, we were light years ahead of the pandemic when it comes to social media. That is why we're able to have thousands of followers on LinkedIn and thousands of followers on Pinterest and TikTok and Instagram and millions on Facebook. But you have to really be an outside of the box thinker. And the biggest thing is not let fear hold you back. A lot of people have great ideas, but they're afraid to go forth with it. One of the greatest things that Oprah said that I think about all the time is you cannot allow fear to hold you back, because you'll do nothing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's scary, and you can't be afraid to fail. I can't even tell you how many things I failed on. How many I'm serious. How many businesses I've started. And they didn't work. But I didn't get discouraged. And I put a lot of money in these businesses. But hey, it didn't work. I got to go to the next plan.
Absolutely. You just fail forward. And that just reminded me too of, my sister, our guest, when she was talking about don't be afraid of change, where she was like, don't be the next yellow taxi cab. Because, when Uber came out, what did you do, So I respect everything that you have done, in telling these people, our audience, about what, you have to be aware of, basically, when you're going into business. Don't be afraid to go at it alone. Don't have any fear, and just do what you have to do. Everything is figure-outable, is what I say.
Exactly. Yes, figure-outable. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to dig in a little bit more in just a bit, and I'm really excited about where we're headed. So we're going to go to a commercial break, and you are with the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., where you will always have a seat at the table.
Empowering Black women business owners. It's the Boardroom.
Tailor-Made Consulting Group is your partner when it comes to business consulting. We will provide your business with a variety of tools that can be used to accomplish day-to-day and long-term business goals and objectives. We have specialists that can assist your company with cloud services, digital marketing, business plan development, videography and photography services, business entity formation, search engine optimization, graphic design, web design, printing, and much, much more. We take pride in the relationships we build with our clients, the personalized services we provide our clients, and the results delivered to our clients. We are Google Cloud Partners, Google Resellers, and Google Certified to get you on the first page of Google. Visit TailorMade Consulting Group at BeMyConsultant.com. Try our business scan tool and see your online visibility score for free. Or you can contact us with promo code BWWS for 1 hour of business consulting for free. Visit TailorMade Consulting Group at BeMyConsultant.com. Again, check us out at BeMyConsultant.com today.
Experience life beyond shea butter with Nappy and Happy Bath and Body products. Nappy and Happy is a premium organic bath and body brand specializing in vegan products infused with organic erotic butters and oils. With our handmade soaps, soufflés, luxurious lotions, body sprays, and more made for women and men. Nappy and Happy's Wet Whip Body Polish is infused with a skin-loving blend of Brazilian cupuaçu butter straight from the Amazonian rainforest with our tropical organic mango butter scented with a delicate blend of orange blossoms and citrus notes that are dried down to a soft and powdery fragrant finish. If you're looking for something to pamper your body, we have exactly what you need. Experience life beyond shea butter with Nappy and Happy premium organic bath and body products. Available now at www.nappyandhappy.com.
Back to the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated.
You are back with the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated. This is Jacqueline James Pugh.
This is Latoya Barrow.
And this is Festino. Welcome back to the Boardroom.
And we are going to continue this wonderful conversation that we have here today with our wonderful guest, Dr. Jacqueline King.
Dr. Jacqueline King.
Dr. Jacqueline King of Black Women Empowered, Inc. And so, Dr. King, just to continue digging in, our show, this platform with Black Women, the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., our show is focused on Black women challenging and disrupting the norm in the business world. So what, in your opinion, is one thing that we as Black women should do to disrupt the norm in business and in the boardroom?
Speak up. Always be vocal. I mean, they say the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Right.
So I see that a lot of women will be on LinkedIn and Facebook, and they'll be typing, like when something's going on, they'll type it on Facebook, but you need to take action. You can't just post it on social media. Call your congressman, call your congresswoman. You got to take more than just posting something. Black Lives Matter typed on the screen don't mean anything.
Right.
What are you going to do about Black Lives Matter? Or what are you going to do to affect change? Being vocal in your community. I've always been involved in something. This is the first time since I've been in Indiana that I've not been on a board, served on a board. I've been serving on boards, as you see, for years and getting involved. That's the only way you can make a difference, is to get involved. Commissions, boards, run for office. That's what I would say.
And just to piggyback on that, Dr. King, you bring up a very valid point in speaking up. What I would say is that, and what I've witnessed over the years is that it seems that society has tried to quiet us.
Oh, yes.
You know, they
are.
Right. And as Black women, we have been. It's been frowned upon because we have been vocal, because we do stand up and we don't just sit down and take certain things. But I feel like over the years that it's been frowned upon. Would you agree to that?
I agree, but I am like Maya Angelou, still I rise.
All right.
There's nothing that's going to stop me from rising. So you can kill me with your bitter, twisted lies, but like the air, still I rise. So no, not acceptable.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah, Dr. King, this is Facine again. Now, you're a huge activist, and activism is really important to you. And like me, I called all 4 of our persons to talk to them about the EIDL loan and the targeted EIDL for Black women. And it's really important for us as Black women to make sure that we're heard, like you said, Jacoy. We have to speak for ourselves.
Yeah, right.
We can't keep asking for permission. We can't keep waiting for people to fight for us.
Right.
We have to take it upon ourselves to fight. So what is it, Dr. King, that made you think about becoming this huge activist, and how do you translate that to what you do in business?
Yeah, so I think it was my mother who was in wheelchair bound, and she was an activist from her wheelchair.
Wow.
She wrote letters. She wrote Congress. They read some of her letters on Washington Journal and all over the place. So I saw her not letting anything hold her back, even the fact that she couldn't get out. There was always something that she could do. But I've always been an activist for my people. As a matter of fact, my mother used to call me the Rosa Parks of PSE&G because I was fighting in corporate America for injustice there for my people. And I'm telling you, it wasn't an easy thing. I look back on it now and I can't even believe some of the things I did that actually could have gotten me fired, really, but I didn't have any fear.
Yeah.
Crazy, no fear.
You have to actually, Dr. King, you have to be willing to get in trouble if you're fighting for people. You really do. You have to accept that. That's good trouble.
That's good trouble. That's good trouble. Yeah, that reminds me. Look, we got another Dr. King that's an activist, y'all. Look,
right.
But she's female, so that's awesome. So I applaud you in all of your efforts for everything that you did. This is LaToya again that's speaking, and so. But on the business side of things here, I wanted to dive more into the veteran piece of your organization because you also help veterans. So what service and support do you offer to the veteran?
Well, currently we do not specifically offer direct services, so we support other veteran organizations. Okay. We have done food drives and coat drives and so when I moved here to Indiana, we partnered with the Harvest Community Food Bank, and we funnel our funds over to them to make sure that they are helping the veterans because we don't have a housing. We have worked with the disabled veterans, giving them money in Greensboro. So basically, we support by giving them financial support as well as if they're doing food drives, we partner with them and ask for donations. Been doing that since the inception of Black Women Empowered Safe Haven.
Okay, that's still good. That is still support, even though you're supporting, not direct services with the veterans, but those organizations that do support veterans. So awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so here's something I want to go back into. I'm always tapping into the social and political climate that we're in, right?
Yeah.
And so, Dr. King, what do you feel, or what are your thoughts about the current state of Black female entrepreneurs in the social and political climate that we're in today?
Okay, so the opportunity is there.
Yeah.
Now is the time to move forward if you're ever going to go into business, because with the unfortunate death of George Floyd, everybody's looking for us, and that's the truth. Yeah. They really are. Where we didn't matter before. but now they're realizing how powerful Black women are in their spending.
Yes.
Everybody wants a Black woman on their cover, their website, their everything. So now is the time to capitalize on the fact that we are popular. We always were. They just didn't want to acknowledge it.
They didn't want to give us credit.
So wouldn't give us our props. So I'm like James Brown. I don't want nobody to give me none. Open up the door and I'll get it myself. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But that's old school.
That's old school, yeah.
That's old school.
But good.
I don't know nothing about it. Look, I don't know about y'all.
Yeah. Latoya doesn't know anything about that. Sorry, Latoya. But hey, Dr. King, this is Christina. I want to piggyback on, what you said in your activism, because you're so involved in the Police Reform Board, but you're also involved with, women in particular who are running for office. And that's something that we really need to talk about because it does impact and affect Black women in business. So tell us some of the women that you've interviewed and talked to, and what have you discovered about the importance of running for office and how that impacts us as businesswomen?
Well, let me just correct you. I support Black people in office. I've started working on campaigns at a very young age. And actually, I got my children involved in knocking on doors. I worked for the first African-American mayor of the city of Trenton. I worked on his campaign. I worked on the mayor of Ewing Township, who has passed away. I worked on his campaign. So I've been working on campaigns forever. Because I know it's important. It's important for us to get out there and help as much as we can. So it's not just Black women, but yes, if there's any way I can help Black women, I do that. We share a lot of stuff from Val Demings on our page. I've interviewed Erica Smith, who is running for U.S. Senate.
Yes.
We don't have a Black woman in the Senate right now.
Shame.
And she's running from North Carolina. She's running for U.S. Senate in 2022.
Yes.
She is a 3-time North Carolina senator. And what makes her really unique is she's in a rural area where typically we don't get elected. So I'm definitely supporting her. I'm willing to support anybody that has actually shown me that they're going to get in there. I don't just support anybody. Let me just be clear on that. You need to show me that you are about making change and making things better for us. And that's how I base it on who we support. I think Val Demings has done an amazing job
Yes.
as Congresswoman.
Yes.
Bonnie Coleman Watson I went to school with her kid. She's in New Jersey.
Okay.
We share, as a matter of fact, she's a member of BWE. Senator Shirley Turner is a member of BWE. A lot of people don't know that these women were there when we first started.
Wow.
So, yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing. And now we get to help them get into office so that they can help us. So, everyone take note of all of the amazing women that Dr. King mentioned. And let's look at them, let's follow them, let's talk to them, and let's support them, because the more help and more women we get into the Senate, that'll help us as businesswomen, get the dollars, the funding and the dollars that we need to grow and scale and start our businesses. Yeah, so thank you, Dr. King, for sharing that.
So just saying that again, y'all, if y'all are listening, women, we Black women or Black people need to get people in office who are going to help
fight.
us.
Yes.
So that's what we got to do. We got to stop changing the game, because y'all know the legislative branch create laws.
Yes.
Come on now.
Oh,
And we know what's going on in Texas.
We got a history lesson here.
Yes,
Just saying.
yes.
Come on.
This sister said,
Well, let me
Good
just
trouble.
say on that note, you need to get involved in your local politics, because the local
Definitely.
politics are really even more important, than the presidential, because that's who's making policy where you are.
Right.
And a lot of us skip voting in the general. People don't vote. They don't vote in the school board.
Nope.
These are people who are making laws for your children.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to do, but for us, if it's not a presidential a lot of times we just don't vote.
Right.
Yes.
And that's the executive
And we-
branch.
and we
Y'all
have to
just,
change
y'all
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes, we
Right.
do have to change that. We have to get more Black women in the Senate. One, that's the first thing. We have to get involved on the local level.
do,
Look at
yeah.
what's going on
Locally.
in Texas, people. You know, it impacts and affects us as Black women and Black women in business, and we've got to make sure that we're fighting for ourselves. So, yeah, thank you, Dr.
Absolutely.
King,
Yes,
for pointing that out. That is
Absolutely.
so important.
Absolutely.
It is so important. So, you know, Dr. King, I had another question because we really want to focus on Black women in business. And starting a business, it's really hard. And for you, you are a social media guru, right? And you built your platform, BWE Network, and the fact you're also on Roku TV and Discovered TV, and you have a number of things going on. Why was building your social media platform so important to you, and what can you tell Black women in business to focus on to start with?
Okay, so I've always been a computer techie, so a lot of people don't remember AOL chat rooms. I'm going back
I
again.
remember those.
Yeah.
I'm not that young. But
That's really where I started social media and made a lot of friends on AOL. So technology is really so important. That's another place where we fall far behind our counterparts for many reasons. People are scared of technology. For me, I've always been one that wanted to learn as much and absorb as much as possible. I remember when the first computer came out, when I worked back in the 80s, everything was done manual. So they came up with a computer. I don't know if you guys remember the black screen with the green. Faustina, I don't know. You probably don't remember, but the screen, it wasn't color. It was just a black screen and the typing was green. That's all you had. And when they came out with it, I was so excited. So I was one of the first ones in my office that was like, yeah, I'm on this. So it's always been really something that I've liked computers, and I type very fast, over 100 words a minute. So basically what I'm saying is social media has always intrigued me. I had a MySpace page before, back in the day, and before MySpace went out, and I did pretty good on MySpace. And then I went over to Facebook. I said I wasn't going to do it, went over to Facebook. But if you just say, I don't want to be involved, the world is going to pass you by.
Absolutely.
And we can't.
It really is. And it's not going to go away. It's only going to get bigger, and it's going to get better. And it's going to be something. Right now, you can't see it. There's going to be something after Facebook.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
It's already in the works, I'm sure.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, absorb as much as you can, and don't be afraid. I'm not going to give tips on social media because I'm actually teaching a master class on that.
Okay.
And I also will have a handbook that you will get with the master class. So I'm not going to say much about how I built it, but I'm telling you, you have to be open for it. I'm excited about the master class, and that's going to be part of our new business that's launching very shortly.
Nice. And so, Dr. King, I'm just going to ask, sometimes you have to ask for forgiveness rather than permission, but Dr. King, give us one, just one social media,
please.
one social media
Just one.
tip.
A teaser.
Yeah. A teaser.
Okay,
Just
so
one.
consistence. That's all I'm giving you.
Okay.
She said consistency.
That'll
Yes,
work. That'll
that
work.
works,
Listen,
that
I just
works.
wanted to push the envelope. Okay, all right.
That's
I got
what
it.
we
Okay, you
do.
pushed
Okay,
it, and
that's
that's
what
all
we
you
do.
I pushed it.
But see that's a problem with many people, not just women. You start something, you don't see the results quick enough, and then you quit, and then you move on to the next thing. So that's out the window.
Yeah.
So if I had done that with Black Women Empowered, we wouldn't have 4 million followers on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that there isn't a day that I have gone without posting something somewhere on. I'm talking about in 10 years, will be 10 years at the end of November.
Yeah.
Not one day. I might not post on Facebook, but I'm always posting on LinkedIn. If I'm not posting on LinkedIn, I'm always posting on Pinterest. I even started TikTok. And that's funny because the only reason I started TikTok is because Donald Trump was trying to shut it down.
Right.
And this is the true story. I just wanted to see what this was about, but I had to watch and see how to make it. We're at 5,000 followers on TikTok, and for somebody who knew nothing about TikTok, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But you just have to keep going and watching and studying to see what people like.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
you know
you've given
You can do
two
some
really
things,
good nuggets
you know,
there,
and
we
what I
can
learned-
follow, and we can follow. We can
Yeah.
see your example in that, and being consistent and not just giving up too quickly, too soon. And so, Dr. King, I really hate that we're almost at the end, but I want to make sure that we give people the opportunity to learn more about how they can connect with you. So, Dr. King, please share with us the ways in which people can follow you on your social media platforms, website. Please just go ahead and share that information at this time.
Right. So our biggest page on Facebook, we have several, is Black Women Empowered Incorporated with 2,035,000 followers. We have Black Women Empowered New York, New Jersey has 500,000 followers. We have Atlanta, which almost has 500,000 followers. Black Men Empowered has 50,000. Black Girls Empowered has, I believe, over 90,000. We have a Black Women Empowered group with over the one that started with 200. It has 200,000 followers.
Wow.
We have Black Women Empowered South Africa. We have Uganda, St. Thomas, and Kenya. So we're all over Facebook. Our LinkedIn page is Black Women Empowered, of course, and we're at 134,000 followers there. 100,000 on Pinterest, 70,000 on Instagram, and 5,000 on TikTok, and 2,000 or so on Twitter. But we also have our media production company, which we didn't talk about. I have a partnership with Annette Groves, and we have produced our second documentary. Our first documentary was called The Call, and that's the first episode where we interview people who have a call in their lives and see how their story started and how it progressed. The second one was Gray is a Color, which is a documentary on autism. 3 mothers talk about how they're dealing with their children and autism. I'm telling you, I tell Annette and her team that it's HBO ready, and we actually already just signed a contract with a company that wants to distribute it all over the world for 7 years.
Wow.
We just signed that contract last week. So if you go to, we're on Roku, we have our own Roku channel. BWE Network is where you can see a lot of our content, Christian content. I have a lot of interviews on there. I love doing interviews, and Faustina knows I don't really like to be interviewed, so you guys lucked out.
Well, Dr. King, let me listen. We are so elated. We appreciate
thank
you
you.
spending some time with us and sharing some of those nuggets. You have no idea how you have helped to bless and just to pour into those that are following our platform. And we hope and pray that that additional followers will come your way. So thank you again for everything that you're doing.
But wait a minute. I got one thing to say.
Yes.
Coming soon, Black Women Empowered membership. So you actually will be able to join and get master classes and network with other women and advertise your business and all that stuff. That's probably going to be within the next 3 weeks. That's going to launch. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. All right. Well, thank you
On the
again,
calendar.
Dr. Jacqueline King. We appreciate
Thank
you for being on, and we just, kudos to you and what you are doing in the community and those that you're serving. So thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So Beauty and Brains. Let's talk a little bit about our Beauty and Brains segment and the fact that we are having some that we're going to be, actually, let's jump to a commercial, but I'm getting greedy. I want to talk about that. Let's go to a commercial, people. The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Inc., where you'll always have a seat at the table.
You're inside the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated. Are you a Black woman who wants to be a business owner? Do you feel that your voice is unheard? Do you need direction and support to get to the next?
There you go. Hi, Dr. King. Dr. King, can you hear us? It's Festina.
Okay.
Oh, is she gone?
Okay.
And financial literacy. These ladies will challenge and disrupt the norm in the business world by giving a voice and permission to the Black female business owner. The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated is a different kind of talk show that focuses on sharing tips and spilling the tea in all things business. It's time to reset the standard and raise the bar. So why not invest in yourself? Get the business information you want and need weekly in the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated, where you always have a seat at the table.
You've been looking for fabulous eyewear. Look no further. I Do Eyewear has fashionable optical quality eyewear at a price that allows you to have several pairs to complement your style choice of the day or moment. I Do Eyewear provides fashionable and affordable optical quality eyewear and sunglasses with impeccable customer service while also contributing and giving back to our community. We believe everyone should look stylish, glamorous, funky, or fantastically unique without it costing a fortune. Our mission is dedicated to those committed to fashion or who want to be. We accept flexible spending, healthcare accounts, and we also have a program where we'll mail you some frames to try on before making your final selection. The first thing people see when they look at you is your eyewear or sunglasses, so you might as well show up with your strong eyewear game. Contact us at www.idoeyewear.com or call us 1254-EYEWEAR. That's 1254-EYEWEAR. We look forward to framing you.
Back to the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated.
Hey, Black Women's Wall Street, the Boardroom. This is Jacoy.
All right, it's your girl Latoya Barrow.
Welcome to the Boardroom. It's Festina. Glad you're back.
All right, so we want to give a huge thank you again to
Yes.
Dr. Jacqueline King.
Thank you, Dr. King.
With
That was
Black
amazing.
Women Empowered,
Yes.
Black Women Empowered
Incorporated.
Inc. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And we also want to do a special shout out to our clients
Yes.
for commercials.
Yes.
We have Tailor Made Consulting Group.
Thank you,
Yes,
Taylor Made.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, advertising with the Boardroom.
Yes.
I Do Eyewear.
I Do Eyewear.
Yes, and then also we have
Nappy and Happy.
Nappy
Nappy and happy. I love that. Nappy and happy.
Nappy.
Natural.
I love
Yes.
it. I love
Yes.
it. So yes, a huge thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you for
Yes.
advertising through our platform. So Latoya, Beauty and Brains, talk about it a little bit.
So I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. We don't have a guest today, but if you are a Black woman that is killing it in your game, go on our website www.blackwomenswallstreet.org/the boardroom and submit your business today. We want to be able to shed some light on your business and be able to just promote you guys.
Yes, spotlight you.
guys,
Yes, yes,
We want
yes.
to hear from you. So make sure to go on our website, check out what's going on, and submit your business. Don't be afraid, y'all. We want to make sure you're part of this platform. Come have a seat at
the
this table.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And Jacoy, real quick, we want everyone, please, when you donate to Black Women's Wall Street Inc., you're making an investment in the
Yes.
Black women that we serve through our Idea to Inception program going on right now. Go to our website. We have some Eventbrite sessions that we want you to sign up with. We've
Yes,
got
yes,
some
yes.
amazing speakers. So invest in Black women, invest in the Boardroom, invest in Black Women's Wall Street Inc.
Yeah.
And then join us in the Boardroom.
Absolutely. And then next week's guest, we have the amazing Rakisha Pittman.
Yes.
She is the founder of Get Right.
Right.
And Right is WRITE.
Yes.
Get Right
Right.
Publishing and Go East Retreat. So she is a phenomenal. She's going to be at the table
At the
with
table
us next
with us,
week.
yes.
Yeah. So
Exciting.
she is a
Yes.
very fun
Yes.
person to interview. So we're really excited about that. And so, ladies,
Great show.
Great show.
Thank you, Dr. King.
I mean,
BWE.
it's just really nothing more than
Yes.
we can say. Just another great show.
Another great show.
Yeah, we did it again, ladies.
All right, we did it again, and we'll do it again next week.
Yes.
Same bat time,
Same bad station.
All right. So you're here with us. Thank you for listening in at the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Inc., where you will always have a seat at the table.